it was really an experimentation for me. And the first few pages were all about learning how to use Photoshop, putting stuff on the web. It was like a tutorial for myself, and I'd put myself on stage and trying to learn and get feedback from people so I could grow as an artist. And that was really the process. It took, so from September 2001 all the way until February 2003, and then I finished the story. It was 172 pages. I put it on the web with breaks for Christmas, breaks for moving a couple times for different jobs, but I finished the story. And my art grows throughout the whole thing, and my confidence grows, and my storytelling grows, and it's a weird kind of a time capsule of me for those couple of years, and I feel really close to it. I can look at it and I can see warts and I can see mistakes, and there were some mistakes I had to fix for the book. I couldn't deal with them, but most of them I let it go. You look at that book and that is sort of an encapsulation of me for those 3 years. But even still, when it came time to when we decided to do the book of it, and my boss Eric, who's here tonight, agreed that we could publish it as a book, I had to go through and I had to remaster it. I'm not going to go into the technical stream of it. I'm going to show you really quickly, though, how this works. When you publish, never mind. But when you publish something on the web, there's something called dots per inch. I'm not going to go into the technical of it. But your screen is a lot lower resolution than print, okay? So on the web, the image on the right was Colby in one of the panels from page number 2. That's how big it would be on the web as pixels. But in print, it needs to be that big in order to be sharp. And so every single page I'd put up on the web, not knowing what print was. I didn't know how print worked until I worked for Udon. And so I built this whole story, all low resolution. And it was great, and people loved it, and I got really great feedback from all these people that I respected, and artists in the industry, and I got this fantastic email from Scott McLeod telling me, you got to keep doing this is a great story, I'm following it, and I was amazed. I was really happy that everyone was into it. But when I went to go make it a book, I realized it would be like putting Atari screenshots on paper. It would look like this chunky, awful thing. And so, no, really, no, Atari's awesome, but I don't want my art to look that way. So I started scanning all I had, because I'm anal. I had all the original artwork in a folder, and I started rescanning every single page at 400 dots per inch. So if you go to the next image, you can see on the left there, that's how it would look on the web. That's how it would have looked on the page. And on the right, that's how it looks in the book that you see now. And the best compliment that I got from people is when they say, man, it looks just like the website. And I'm like, actually, yes, okay, I guess it does, but I know different. But I killed myself. So from about June of this year till October, I was remastering all the artwork, rescanning in the original line art, dropping all the original colors back into it, relettering it professionally, fixing mistakes, getting it tweaked, showing it to people like Chris, because my brain was cottage cheese, and just saying, is this working? I don't even know anymore. And then as the thing developed, it got better and better and better, and I got a better pace at it, and I learned better techniques for it. And now you have the book in front of you. And the best compliment I got, now all of you know the deep dark secret, that it looks just like the website, but it's actually completely different than the website. And I'm extremely proud of the fact that it looks like it was meant for print, because it was never meant for print. It was meant to be an experiment for myself, to force myself to be creative, and it became something so much bigger. And the fact that you guys are here, and the fact that I've got pre-orders that I'm sending out to Australia and Belgium and France, it astonishes me and amazes me and makes me and embarrasses the heck out of me, quite frankly. So this is just a couple more pages from the story. Another one, whoop, we're getting this. So this is another one of those transitional pages. I come from an animation background. I went to Sheridan for classical animation. And so as much as possible, I try and play off of, I've got subtle transformations where characters, little bit of changes of emotion. I was cranking these pages out, 3 pages a week, trying to tell as much story as possible. And it was trying to find a balance between quality, getting them out, looking good, and also getting it out on a regular pace. Because I knew that if I didn't do it at some sort of a schedule, I wouldn't do it. I had to force myself, because otherwise you'll just putter at it and you'll putter at it. I think everyone who I know that's creative, they have story ideas. They have stories deep, deep in their heart that they want to tell, and they don't get them out because they're afraid of doing it. And I'm afraid of doing it. I'm still afraid of doing it, but I was very afraid of doing it. And the only way I could keep doing it was to get an audience of people to tell me, where the hell is it? Like, get it out. You didn't update on Monday. What's your problem? And so then I was like, I have to do it. I have to get it. Even if it looks 80% as good as I wanted to, it's out, and it's telling the story, and it's moving forward instead of paralyzing myself by not doing it. And that was really, really crucial for me. This is a really neat page again, just getting really experimental. So the two main characters here, Iris and Colby, are talking over bowls of alphabet soup. And using the idea of the comic panels and the letters themselves to tell something about the story. So Colby's totally freaked out. You'll read this ideally in the story, assuming you picked it up or you read it on the website. And he doesn't know that he is okay. And then in the narrative panels there, you can see the alphabet soup says, "Am I okay?" It's cheesy, but it's interesting, and it's this neat little staccato kind of moments over that awkward conversation. They're having this awkward, stilted conversation. They don't know if they can talk to each other properly. And the alphabet soup is kind of filling in the gaps of their awkward conversation. It was just my way of trying to trying to learn how the sequential art worked, or making it work in different ways for me. It's not groundbreaking or anything like that. It was just trying things that I'd never tried before. And that was the whole process. You'll see throughout the whole story, my confidence with Photoshop gets a lot stronger. My confidence with narrative or storytelling or emotion. The whole thing is like a growth, and I'm really proud of that aspect of it. And when you compare this to the first page, where there's almost no Photoshop, now there's a whole bunch of Photoshop. I'm playing with layers, I'm playing with highlights, I'm playing with effects, just trying to do more with the page and getting more confidence as we go. That was essentially the whole process of building the book for me. And so when I made the story, it was something that, as a reader, I would like to read. When I made the Makeshift Miracle story, it was just the kind of story that I, as a person, really enjoyed. And if other people got it, then I know that they like the same kind of stories I do. And if you didn't, that was fine. It's not like I had to appeal to everyone. This wasn't mass market or anything like that. It was just a matter of making a story that made me happy, and then finding people who like those kinds of stories as well. And so if you get a chance to read it tonight, or if you read it before and you enjoyed it, then thank you. That's all I could ask for, honestly. And whatever I do from here, it's going to be built off of the strength of the things I learned, and the support of people like you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming. This is really excellent of you. We're going to set up a little signing space on the stage for both of our creators. So you give us about 5 minutes, and if you've got a book that you'd like to get signed, please do. And then if not, you can swarm Amy at the back and pick up the books now. Thank you.